Look at him. He's all fancy. He's got a collar. He's got his thing. Oh, took us a lot to get here. A couple of things we should go over. Hopefully, this is the last bit of gluing we do for the body. We may move on to the head. We may move on to the legs. I don't know. For now, these 3 pieces are what we're working on. These took way longer than they should have. Got a couple of reasons for that. The first one I made, I really liked. The first one has this like Harlock looking blaster to it and it's all curved. Didn't like the curve. So then I went on to this one. It's much straighter. It's pretty neat. I like it. Right? It has a little recess. The problems with this, it looked like a machine gun. And I didn't like that. So then I moved on to this one. And this one I was very happy with. And this one looks really neat. But the problems with this was I wasn't paying much attention. And the blaster is bigger than the shell. Which takes us to here. Come here. And here are all the changes I made. I added a little indent here. So it can open up past 90 degrees. Don't mind the stringing. But that's the final gun shape that I'm happy with. That's pretty neat. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now we have to disassemble everything. This whole thing has to come apart, which luckily isn't very difficult. Since none of these work, they get to go into the mistake pile, which is surprisingly small. Then there's the collar, and the collar is 3 pieces. Well, 4 pieces, I'm sorry. The collar itself, these edges that just go around, and then there is a spacer in front that just connects everything together. And it'll look like that. It's a nice spacer. Got a cool looking edge detail on it. Once it's all glued together, everything will be fine. So the first thing I need to... Oh, these things, they were printed in 2 halves. So it goes together. And then the pivot point for the arm goes all the way through. So it's really, once these are glued together, it'll be really easy to take these apart and switch out the arms if I want to do something weird. And the arms themselves were, again, 2 flat pieces that'll just get glued together. And then that seam will be bonded and it'll be virtually invisible. We're going to glue everything together. That's the next step. And the glue I'm using, because I've been enjoying this stuff, it's horrible, it's highly toxic, it's regular clear PVC cement. It does a bang up job gluing PLA to PLA. So everything gets a light sanding, and then we glue it together. These are going to have a hard time gluing in place because there's nothing to clamp to. And since the dome has to run on it, I don't really have any spot to add anything to positively fix it together. So it's going to be clamped in place. And I don't want it to glue to this just yet. I want to make sure everything's sanded first. So the best way to stop this from gluing to itself is to put down some packing tape before I glue it. putting a couple pieces down just so I have a nice overlap. I don't have to worry about being exact. I'm explaining all this now because as soon as I start gluing, putting a mask on, you won't be able to hear me. Couple of slight changes since last time. Let me show you. So this seam right here just had a little bit and there was not enough. So I printed another piece to go all the way across to bridge the gap. So this is one solid piece now. I've got two more printing. The other thing I added is this little bar right here. Let me pull you in so you can see it a bit better. This piece, let me show you. These arms, I am 100% sure I'm going to want to mess with constantly. And the only way to actually do that is if these pieces are removable. So I made this. I know it's a little hard to see what it is. It's kind of just a dome piece with these little tabs that these rest in. So with these little tabs, I can put two pins in and it locks everything in place. And then these no longer move because they're locked in place. But now I have to sand everything. Luckily everything can come apart, so it's just going to be headphones and sand and the usual. For the most part, the base sanding is done. So I've got a couple of big seams I want to put some glazing putty on. And then we got to wait a couple hours because the final 2 pieces are still printed. Those have to be glued on before we move on to the next stage. But this stage, it's just putting down some glazing putty. I am now happy with where all of this is, sanding wise. We're at a point where the top ring needs to be attached to the base. Everything looks good. Everything's been sanded. Again, I'm just going to use the same PVC solvent that I have been using for this entire build. Everything's been sanded, glazing puttied, and sanded. It's all ready for primer. We're using sandable primer, 2, maybe 3 coats. I'm keeping everything apart. Luckily there's holes everywhere so I can just hang things. Should be, oh, this, by the way, this isn't glued together. This is just friction fit, and it's just fit that well that I've left it all together. It's fine. The arms have pegs opposite each other, so I can put them in and out pretty easy. But hang everything, prime everything, pick it back up in a minute. That gets us to here. It's not fully dry. This is dry enough. He looks... I'm speechless. I am ecstatic about how he came out. There's tons of sanding to do, by the way. I mean, there's lots of little spots that need this and that. There's months worth of sanding left. The body is done. The dome is not. Probably what we're tackling next time. I don't know. Dragon Con's coming up, and I've got a bunch of people who've suddenly asked me for help real quick for last minute conventions. I don't have Con Crunch because I plan years in advance. So if a costume isn't ready for a con, I just don't wear the costume to that con. It's not a big deal to me. A lot of other people don't feel that way. So if people need help, I like helping people. I love my friends. And I love this guy. He turned out fantastic. So like I said, next time's the droid, or the dome. If you're interested in seeing how that turns out, it's a real easy way to find out. You know, the whole like and subscribe kind of thing, right? A bunch more than last time. That's interesting. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for making it to the end. I appreciate it. We are past the reveal point of the video, and if you're still here, you might as well, right? If you're really interested, I happen to have channel members too. That has channel member exclusive content. Either way, I'll see you next time.